having an opinion could now lead to my arrest and potential imprisonment. Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to the Inner Corrections. Right then, so, again, apologies if the videos are becoming a bit sporadic. It's getting up to Christmas, and I have decorations and such things to put up, so I haven't had a chance to do much editing. I've got videos lying around ready to go, but just haven't got the time to edit. Right then, so this morning, I went for a little walk, and I did a video in relation to Mahyar Tousi and the issue that is currently available. But as it turns out, in the time it's took me to get things sorted out, things aren't all what they seem to be. So if you don't know, who Mahyar Tousi is, I mean, let's be brutally honest, why don't you know who Mahyar Tousi is? I'll bring it up. So this is Mahyar Tousi. On YouTube, he has his own channel. And it's got 729,000 subscribers. This is, I would say, one of the top echelon in the UK of what we call our new media. The new media, the new way things are done. Okay? He's of Iranian descent, loves his country, and does exceedingly well balanced reporting. He quite rightly says you can't be impartial. It's impossible to be impartial. But as long as you're balanced and you give it from that point of view, it's good. Now, Mahyar has been everywhere. If you've not followed him on YouTube or on X, please do so. It's very important that you do, because he does some absolutely fantastic things. He genuinely does. He's absolutely great. Now, he was at a protest this weekend. You had the usual Free Plasticine movement and patriots and Israeli people kept apart. Well, they will say kept apart. The English people and the Israelis are stuck in a cattle pen, kettled by the police, while the Free Plasticine movement are, as always, allowed to do what they say, whatever they want to do, and act and say whatever they want to say. Something happened in the demonstration, and the police have basically said that on Monday they're coming to arrest him for whatever reason. He's not particularly sure what reason it is. And because he's classed as a journalist, but because he doesn't have the Sky News, BBC News journalist get out of jail free card, the police immediately lobbed him in. They knew who he was. They pointed him out. That's Mahyar Tousi. And he's vilified like anyone else who's on our side. So they've threatened to arrest him. As it turns out, as of, about 9 o'clock in the evening when I'm recording this, as far as Mahyar's concerned, nothing's happening. They haven't got in contact with him. They haven't asked him to come for a voluntary interview or anything else. So he may not be arrested on Monday. But he's been threatened with it. And here we go again with the overriding arc of the police, who clearly have no idea what they're doing. One police officer will say one thing, another police officer say another thing. They'll attack the wrong side and let the other side get away with it. The two-tier policing in this country is abysmal. It's blatantly obvious, and no matter how hard other people try to deny its existence, it's clear for all to see. And on my channel, I've done some videos on it, and I have other videos coming up to continually draw and shine a light on the blatant two-tier policing system. They do it apparently to keep the peace by presuming that you're going to do something wrong. Any case, let's bring up Mahyar on his own channel. And UK's thought police have gone too far. And I'm going to play this. Now, I know in the last few videos I've had an echo issue, and they're going to try and address that echo issue, so hopefully things will go right. So I'm going to turn my mic off and hand it over to Mahyar.
Why do we have the police in this country checking your comments, checking your posters? If the poster or a flag or a sign incites a violence, then fine. Arrest me. Arrest Yusuf. You cannot go around monitoring people's speech and thoughts, saying, well, somebody from a different continent in a different decade could get offended. Why?
And that is the problem. When it all comes down to it, we are being thought policed. It is literally, I mean, who thought when the Minority Report came out that it would become a reality in the United Kingdom, where our thoughts, our speech, and everything that we do is now monitored by the police, the security services, and no doubt some uncivil non-servants, because that's what they're supposed to serve us and they don't. They're trying to get rid of us. It's just absolutely ridiculous that we live in a society where this happens. It's literally beyond the joke. Go over to Mahyar Tousi's X channel and his YouTube channel to see more, because it's just unbelievable. I mean, when he's having to post things like this, the left want me jailed not just because they disagree with my pro-freedom views, but also because my channel is the most successful online geopolitical news channel. Cannot cancel me. I'm not cancelable. I've not done anything wrong, and I will fight. And this is what's happening. They are deliberately targeting the voices of common sense, of freedom, of understanding, of genuine wanting to get through this like adults, like civilized human beings. And all we get is attacked. All we get is monitored. All we get is labelled with horrendous statements. It's just absolutely unbelievable that we live in a world where this is now a thing. In my walk, when I was coming home and I was talking about it, it was literally horrible to think the things I'm having to think. To think that I live in a society now where my opinion, of which all my videos, and I say it on quite a lot of them, and perhaps I should make sure I say it on all of them, my opinion, my personal opinion, I always say, I open the door, it's for you to walk through whether you want to or not. Having an opinion could now lead to my arrest and potential imprisonment. In a country where our justice system is stacked against people like myself, like Maya, like Tommy Robinson, like all the other wonderful YouTubers, I've mentioned them 1,000 times over, and and I don't want to mention them again, but all of us who've become this, as Maya says, the new wave of media, where we report things from our point of view and call things out that should be called out. And in doing that, I take the opportunity and risk of getting arrested for having that opinion. And the best thing is, all of our channels that we watch, and you should be watching, we don't promote violence. We don't promote law breaking. We don't promote anything like this at all, because that is wrong. But the one thing that we do need to do as a group, and I keep going on about this and I won't stop banging on about it, because it's very, very important, and maybe, just maybe, the message will start to get out and start to sink in. We have to stop turning on our own. The left are organised, they have a plan, and they stick together. We, on the other hand, don't seem to really have a plan. We have 15 different variants of the same kind of plan, but we don't all agree to it. We have no idea what we're doing, and we're not organised. Well, we are, but into thousands of splinter groups who spend a lot of time arguing against each other. One of the books I've just finished reading, which I've reread, of course, which is a great book, is War of the Worlds. Now, you're probably trying to figure out what War of the Worlds has got to do with anything. What you have to understand is, if you understand the logic and meaning of the War of the Worlds, it's a very good indicator to what's happening now. Read the War of the Worlds. When the Martians lands, there's only 7 of the machines, a tiny minority, who manage to almost conquer, well, they do conquer the whole of the south of the UK with just 7 machines. A minority. They manage to do most of it because the British government ignore it and pretend it doesn't happen, and then argue amongst themselves and be disorganised, and they can't get the response together. And the minority, who are determined, have a plan, execute that plan no matter what, win, because the majority have no idea what they're doing because they're too busy arguing amongst themselves and trying to even validate whether it's a threat. And now, that's why the book War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells shows you that a small, tiny minority of determined individuals, a group, small, in if what would normally be, you go, they're no one. That small group can win because we're too busy either dismissing it, like many politicians do, like many people who've got their heads buried in the sand and just hoping it'll all blow over, just ignoring the threats. And while you ignore the threats, and while you pretend the threats don't happen, by the time you realise there's a threat, you've already lost. And we're getting to that point right now. We are on the cusp of either waking up in time or it'll all be over. And it's because a lot of people deny there's an issue or support it for keeping the peace sakes, or are too busy arguing with other people who are saying we need to do something to stop this, we'll do this. And they go, no, we'll do it my way. Yeah, but we both want to stop them. Yeah, but I want to do it my way and your way isn't good enough. So we're too busy all arguing amongst ourselves. While the minority, and they are a minority, are winning because they are single-minded determination to carry out their mission. Mahyar's been targeted. Some people go, well, when will it be enough? Who will be enough? When will be the next person to be arrested and incarcerated for telling you to wake up because of the dangers that we're facing? How many will it take before you wake up? And by the time you wake up to the problem, it's too late. Because all of your people who are warning you, the warriors, we are on the front line of this potential disaster, are getting picked off one by one, put in prison and silenced. While you all sit there going, I don't really see there's a problem. Or you're being a bit racist. Are we? Read War of the Worlds and figure out that a small, determined minority can destroy a majority because the majority is too confused or just basically denies there's a problem. So if you are on our side, I hate using sides, but if you're on the right and you really are, well, Mahyar Tousi is an Iranian, I don't like it, blah, 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 but you're also on the right, yeah, grow up, stop it. It's time to bury the hatchet. It's time to stop arguing over the little tiny bits of indecision. You want to win? We want to win? We want to change it? Then we have to stand together. And just a quick side note, don't pin your hopes on the current leadership of Reform, because Reform needs to be reformed. And the more you watch, the more you realise that you're being played by them as well. Any case, enough of that. There's 2 videos popping up on the side. One will be the last one I uploaded. Another one will be the one that the gods of YouTube have decided that you need to watch. So don't deny. Do as it says down there. Follow me on X. Subscribe to this channel. It's totally free. If you agree with what I'm saying and you want to make that change and start waking people up, the way you do it is you subscribe to my channel and all the other channels. You know, you got Paz, Andy the Gabby Cabby, Clown World YouTube, History Debunked. Oh, God, there's just so many. We got a problem. All these people. Subscribe to their channels. Like their videos. Share their videos. Because once you build the viewership up, the algorithm starts to pay attention and more people get hinted and shown, or try this video, or try that video. Because we need to start waking everybody up before that minority have tipped over the balance because we're too busy arguing. Comment section down below. You let me know what you think. It's always valid. And with that, I am done. So, until the next one.